Are we live? I think we are. Yes, we are live. All right, guys. So today we're going to talk about making money on YouTube. But more importantly, why should you consider YouTube as a way to make money online for 2022? Coming up after the intro.
Hey, yeah, it's all about wealth engineering. Might be something that you're not used to. It's okay, cause I'm here to introduce you to concepts. Time to grow and make big moves. All about crypto, come see. Stocks and business, yes indeed. Got the info that you need. Hosted by my homie JC. Hey, yeah, wealth engineering. Stacking and stacking it up. It's time to generate wealth. Till you living like Scrooge McDuck. Hey, wealth engineering. It's time to show you the game. Till you living like Richie Rich. Till you ballin' like Bruce Wayne. Hey, you ain't gotta be an expert, no problem. It don't really matter where you at, just start it. It'll take time, hard work, and
What's up, guys? What's up again? This is JC. Welcome to the Wealth Engineering Podcast. We're going to talk about a lot of things today, but more importantly, about how to make money on YouTube 2022. There's a lot of things that are changing, there's a lot of things that are staying the same, but we're going to have an interesting discussion today. But more importantly, I was thinking about business I would say the last 2 months, the last 3 months. I've been considering many different business ideas. And today I want to share with you why I'm going to focus on YouTube for 2022 when it comes to six-figure business. All right. So again, it doesn't mean it will happen at the end of the year, but I'm going to do my best to make it happen as I see many opportunities on YouTube. But before we even start, I wanted to mention that to you guys so that if you guys want to jump on board, hit the arrow while it's hot. Definitely get into it. So we're going to talk about a lot of things today. Let me see. I even have my own notes. For example, why YouTube? I'll talk to you about the different business ideas I was thinking about. Some of them we even discussed in the podcast, right? So we're gonna talk about that. Why YouTube? How to grow a business on YouTube. I'm actually learning a lot from my mentor. And we're going to talk about some of the things that I'm allowed to share for free. But definitely, we're going to talk about that. Strategies to make money, okay, on YouTube, other streams of income. And basically, yeah, how to exit the business, because that's the thing. When you make a business, before you even get in, you have to think about your exit strategy. All right. It's the same thing for stocks. It's the same thing for cryptocurrencies. As soon as you get in, I mean, before you get in, as you're planning your business, you want to think of an exit strategy. And it doesn't mean that it'll have to happen, right? It doesn't mean your exit strategy will happen, but at least it's good to have a plan, right? If you're going to make a business plan, it's better to make it from starts to finish. And eventually, over time, you may have to adjust your plan, but at least you had one, right? So, we're going to talk about if you're using YouTube as a business, how do you exit it, right? How do you exit it with your heads high? But before we dive deep into the topic, I want to give a couple shout outs to the people in the chat. Shout out to you, Mr. Aaron B, with the eyes and popcorns ready to take notes. Shout out to you, Peter Investor M. Shout out to you, my first sponsor for my channel. Shout out to you, Mr. We'll always remember that. Let me see, Mr. Real Estate. How are you doing? Intros on fire. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this, man. Please reach out. Please reach out. I want to make another stream on real estate. So wherever you can reach out, either IG or email. Please reach out to me. I want to talk to you about that. How are you doing, Cheryl? I'm always. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. Sorry, Cheryl or Cheryl. Nice to see you here. Nice to see you here taking notes. Let me see. Cash flow, Hunter. I promise you by this year, I will figure it out how to save tax on YouTube. Basically, there are ways that you can create an LLC on YouTube, but that should not be your first business idea. Like you should not start, like especially if you're new, you don't even know how to engineer viral content. That's the last of your worry right now. Right now is there's so many steps you need to figure it out before you even consider tax on YouTube. For example, getting monetized, right? Getting monetized. That's one of the things you probably want to go over. How are you doing, Wally? Wealth Talk Production. And let me see. You missed the intro. Don't worry, man. There's always the replay. You can always check out the replay. Oh, don't miss the outro. How about that? Let me see, Peter Investor. How are you doing today? All right, the guys. Let's see you guys are on the chat. Let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. So, um, why am I choosing YouTube as a way to make business? Well, first I was thinking of different business ideas, right? I was thinking of online businesses for a while, but there's many way you can do online business. You can do affiliate marketing. Shout out to we and signing ish. We joined. He was talking about that on a podcast where you can do an online business, e-commerce, for example. You can buy products for cheaps like Alibaba, sell it and with your own brand. So I was thinking about this business idea for a while. Then also, actually, I learned in this podcast about franchise, right? Franchise businesses, which actually I seriously consider starting with a franchise first. And to be honest with you, should my business go well, 2022, I'll definitely start a franchise business. All right. So that definitely came close to what do I do today, like in January, right? Franchise business. The reason why, check out the stream that I did on franchise businesses if you're interested. But apparently, franchises have a higher rate of success because you're following a proven system that someone already implemented. They have start to finish how to grow the business. Then you can leverage their system and their marketing that they have already done to grow your own business, right? The only catch to that is you have to pay a fee to join in. But to be honest with you guys, this is something that I was willing to do, especially for the solography franchise. We talked about that on on the stream that we did on franchise. I was thinking about it because I want to create a studio. I want to create a studio for my podcast on other cities like Toronto, for example. So this is definitely in my plans. And if everything goes well this year, it's not out of the book. It's just that what do I do right now? You know, right? That's what I'm saying. And I'm thinking of I still have my jobs, right? My job is a high paying job. And I want to maintain that while I do the business on the side and grow the business in a way where at least I can make the same salary that I'm making for my job. Then I can expand that and go full time on my business and then grow it that way, right? So that's the plan this year. That's my financial goal. Is to for my first goal was to make six figures in a year, so I achieved that last year. My next goal is to make six figures in a business or in several business added together. It needs to be six figures, and then from there, the year after, it will be easier to transition full time and become an official businessman. That's the plan. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. At least you can. That's one of the reason why I started this channel. Is at least we can do it. We can learn as I do it. You can learn from my failures, from my success, and I always see that you always see these influencers, right? It's like they're all of a sudden they have million subscribers. They don't even you don't even see them when they were struggling, right? So how do you make a business? How do you make a concept where you see the growth from start to finish from someone who was an Uber driver literally 2 years ago into making six figures now, and how much can I grow that and how far can I grow that? So I wanted to document my whole process along the way. That's one of the reasons why I started this channel, and that's where I'm at right now, guys. I'm at the point where I want to transition to business full time, but there are steps. I'm learning from my mistakes, not go full time straight without having a sustainable income. You need to leverage that sustainable income so that you could invest that income into business and do that later. But here's the other thing I learned, and I want to provide that before we dive deeper on YouTube is first thing I did when I was doing business is like I didn't quit my job. I got laid off, but I didn't prioritize finding another job. I prioritized business, right? I couldn't find another job. I was focusing only on business. And then my credit score really took a beating because of that, because I had no sustainable income. Therefore, I couldn't keep up with the bills, destroyed my credit because of that. I'm still paying for this. And trust me, I think about this every day, guys, because if I had a good credit score right now, there are some loans I would be able to do. And these loans, man, I would put them all in cryptocurrency and 10x that. I would already be in $1 million net worth if I could do it. And I knew exactly what investment to make. I was doing everything I could in 2019. I even like asking for someone to buy some body part from me. So it's just that I knew exactly what investment to make. I knew exactly how much it was gonna grow, but I couldn't have the capital. I couldn't find the big capital that I needed to get to the $1 million network. But man, so trust me when I say this, it's something that it's painful. It's painful, but I'm protecting. Like I'm building my system in a way where I'll never have that problem again. All right. So that's what I'm learning. And what I'm learning also is fine, building a system, but instead of going straight to business after you have a job, right? Build like a foundation, right? Build an investing portfolio, a long-term portfolio. And that was my main priority in 2020 and in 2021. I had to extend this priority because I lost my job in 2020 because of COVID-19. So I had to extend it all the way to 2021. But that's exactly what I've been focusing on: saving aggressively, building my net worth, my portfolio. And because of I put it on the right time in the right market, my saving, which was no less, I mean, no more than 20,000 in this time, was right. It went all the way to the moon. And then because of that, I was able to hit a six-figure net worth this year. Now, because there's a dip in the market, it's lower now, but at least I actually hit that goal. And when I sell for profit with my income, I definitely hit the six-figure income this year, right? So that's what I'm saying. I didn't jump to business right away after I had that the job. I went straight to investing, building a long-term portfolio that I can leverage for the next 10 years. I focus on cash flow value investing, which means make money today, make money in the future, and then and that future happened way faster than I anticipated. All right. So now that I'm building that portfolio, I'm actually taking a break from, not really taking a break. I'm just prioritizing business as opposed to prioritizing my portfolio as I used to do it. Because guys, last year, man, like I was doing groceries, paying my bills, everything else goes to my portfolio. I was saving about 50% of my income straight to my portfolio. I was saving aggressively, and you don't have time for fun. When you do it that way, you don't have time for fun. But now I'm taking a break slowly. I mean, every so often, whenever there is a dip, there is a cryptocurrency I love at a discount, I'm going to put some money here and there. But I'm prioritizing business this year, and my goal is to hopefully grow one, two a business this year that I overall it can be six figures. All right, so that's one of the reason why I was looking into different types of business. Franchise was definitely one of them, specifically solography, but that's required a $20,000 investment up front, right? For me to do that right now, I have to sell a chunk of my portfolio, which I don't want to do, because again, I could leverage the time. So, is there a smaller business that I can do that can help me graduate to that phase? And that's where I was looking into different type of business. Floor restoration company. Shout out to Mark TV, Millennial Mark TV. Talked to us about that. That was another business I was considering. It doesn't a 7,000 initial investment to start, um, but again, it requires a lot of my time, and that's the main conflict I had with it. I wanted to do something that I can sit somewhere in my desk, I can do it, I can leverage a team, because I'm very busy with my other things, my own business, with my wealth engineering consulting company and all that. I didn't want to have another job that's going to require a lot of my time on top of what I'm already doing. So therefore, looked into YouTube, see the opportunities out there, and choose YouTube as a way to go and become. I could grow YouTube in six figures. I don't know if that will happen in 2022, but I can definitely start the machine that will give me the initial investments that I'll need to put to another type of business like the solography studio, which will actually help me with my YouTube business as well. So it's just a nice way to build and grow my YouTube business. And the solography franchise can actually give me about 7,000 a month once I get it going. So once I build that initial saving from my first business, I can buy another business and generate money faster when it comes to residual income and grow faster, right? And the more income I have, the more I have to load up on my portfolio, right? But should my business idea fail, then at least I can rely on my long-term portfolio to maintain my plan to retire by the age of 40 or 45 max, right? To me, it's the age of 40 I want to retire. So that's the way I built it, my financial plan that way. I didn't want to jump straight on business. I went on investing first, then in business. I actually took a little profit from my investing to start my business, right? So that way, if I fail in business, then my investment, my long-term investments, which are relatively safe investments, are working for me without me having to put my time into it. So that's the way to go. That's what I would recommend, and that's one of the reasons why also I chose YouTube. So let me, before I jump into next point, let me go to the chat. Let me see what's going on. See, you guys are being active. How are you doing, Snuggles? The bull shark god, how are you doing, sir? Let's get it. I don't know if I've seen you in the chat before, but happy to see you here. Let me see, Snuggles. Yeah, you guys know each other, eh? How you doing? um Let me see. Cashflow salute. It will hard, I guess. It'll be hard, not impossible, if they report transaction over 600. Right, we're talking about tax. Yeah, especially if you're not making any income, it's not easy to save taxes. I'm paying rent for this office, so I can deduct that from my tax and all that. But it's more like a sole proprietorship, right? So you're kind of limited into the tax difference you can do. But once you go like an LLC, for example, and yeah, that's better. So there are ways you can start. You can register your YouTube account via an LLC, but until you're making like 50, at least 50,000 or 100,000 a year, there's no need to do that right now. All right. So let me see. Peter Investor M, how are you doing? Wealth engineering. Did your business will be modeled like a media company or a publishing company? Great question. And definitely a media company. Definitely a medium company, but it doesn't mean that I can't publish things and I have ways to make income. I'll be considering that as well. Publishing a blog, not a publishing like a book, right? But publishing vlogs and use that as a way to increase my SEO, right? Search engine optimization. When you figure out the YouTube or Google game, it's I've been studying Google for a while now, on and off. I think I know just enough to start, but most of my learning will be as I'm doing it. So, but yeah, definitely a media company, and I'll use blogs as well to help me spread those my reach across the internet. But all in due time. I got to start with the first thing first, and then later spread. Right. Let me see. Let me see. R&B, R&B. What was a mistake? Uh, Me too. That was a mistake too. We're talking about starting business first. Who didn't click on the like button? Exactly, right? Who didn't click on the like button, guys? Make sure you hit on the like button. Really helps with the algorithm. Hey, if you guys wants me to share more of these contents with you guys, and as I'm going through this business, I can share with you. Then yeah, please hit the like button so these videos can get more views and more people can see it. I didn't take any loan or credit cards. Um, when I did my business first, I actually didn't do loans either. I used my savings. The first time I started business, I used my savings and I lost it all. But what I'm saying is, in 2019, I had like investments that I would be willing to put easy $100,000 worth of loan into those type of investments, which was basically in the stocks and cryptos, mostly cryptos. And yeah, I wish I could. If my credit wasn't destroyed, I would be able to get at least 50,000, and then right now that 50,000 would be well over a million right now. But hey, that's life. That's life. Pain, man, pain. Let me see. Hello, hello. Um, Peter Investor, and there is a way around credit. You could use private lenders, especially in real estate. Yes, yes, you could. And when I did start real estate, that's something I was looking to do, and I will be doing that. It's just that right now I gotta focus on one thing at the time. And I noticed focusing on one thing at a time works for me. There was a time I was doing real estate, startups, like consulting. I was doing everything at once, and it just doesn't work for me. And right now, I like the block building blocks that I'm putting. Right, I'm at a point where I can start looking into. And this year, actually, I'm going to solve my credit issue. So I'm not too worried. It's just that would have been nice. It would have been nice if I could solve that, win the game a lot earlier than I could. And it's sad that just the credit would be able to solve that. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm sharing this video, you guys, so you can learn through my mistakes so that you don't do it yourself, right? So don't destroy your mistake. Don't destroy your credit. Don't start on a risky business by quitting your jobs. I know now there is something called the Great Resigned. I was talking to one of my friend this morning who owns a franchise, and he was saying that yeah, a lot of his employees left in the same week. So you had a mass exodus, and that's something a lot of entrepreneurs are going through. They're finding it hard to keep employees, which is another reason why I'm looking into YouTube. A lot of things can be automated. I don't have to rely on employee, and I'm going to talk to you about other strategies that I have to grow on YouTube. So we'll see, we'll see. But yeah, good point, Peter Investor M. Eventually, I'll get there for specifically for real estate, right? It's like when you get that money too, you're limited on where you can spend it. So that's the other thing. What's up, the bullshot god? Wait, is wealth engineer talking about investing in crypto or? Um, I'm not saying not do not invest in crypto. Of course, invest in crypto. I invest in crypto. I'm still a crypto investor. I'm just saying right now I'm going to slow down because I was super aggressive the last 12 months and more. I'm just going to slow down a bit and put my money that I used to put on crypto. I'm going to put that in business so that my business can scale, which in turn will give me more money to put in crypto. You see what I'm saying? That's one of the issues that I figure out this 2020. One of the things I learned this year is I need to find a faster way to make money. Because if I have to wait every week, every 2 weeks to get a paycheck, I get a paycheck from my job every 2 weeks. Then, if my business is doing good, I will get a paycheck from my business as well every week. It's just too long. It's just too long, man. It's just too long because I find opportunities every day, guys. Every day I find crypto opportunities, and it's just annoying when I have millions of opportunities and I just don't have the cash to invest in it because all my cash, as soon as it happens, I put it straight on other cryptocurrencies. So I need to build the machine so that money comes in, money is invested, I'm safe, right? So that's the plan. Paris Johnson, how are you doing, sir? How are you doing? Let me see. What is the minimum startup cost you want to start? We're gonna cover that. Debt to asset ratio for YouTube. There's no need to go in debt. For to be honest with you, I do not want to start any business right now on debt. Right? No way. I'm not starting business on debt. No. And that's the other thing. That's why I focus on building my portfolio so I can take a profit from my portfolio to put into a business without having to go into debt. And my investments are still printing me more money, right? I have cash flow value investing. So I make money from my investments every day, every hour, literally. So I don't need to rely on that to start, which reduce my monthly expenses too, because I don't have to pay that debt. And as part of my expenses for the business, right? Let me see. Your business will succeed and your portfolio will prosper for the benefit of no less than three generations of your family. I pray for this, JC, and for all in the chat. Yes, I pray. I pray for all of you in the chat as well, guys. One of the reasons I'm doing this stream is to motivate as many of you to increase your net worth, retire early, build generational wealth. So get into it, guys. We made a stream earlier this week about AI and jobs. Make sure you check it out. You need to start investing yesterday. Have a plan for the future just in case. All right. Thank you very much for your prayers, Natasha. Thank you very much. Amen to that. Absolutely. How are you doing, Lashes? I gotta check your channel soon. Make sure you hit the Lashes journeys out. She's living that retired lifestyle that we all want to live. So give her a shout out for that. Maybe you can learn from her own investing in real estate. She's a real estate investor, and that's how she got her retired, guys. So it doesn't have to be crypto. It doesn't have to business. It could be real estate, and that could also lead you to retirement. All right. So I'm sorry, I didn't follow. What happened? Me too. So sorry. Oh, bro. Well, that's how you learn, man. That's how you learn. You got trial and errors, right? Trial and errors. I realized I need to keep the job to sustain the business. Absolutely, absolutely. I was actually talking to one of my students last week, and we were talking about that. He was telling me how not motivated he was, and I was giving him. I was trying to encourage him to stay motivated, and I showed him a piece of data, right? Of what the future holds in terms of opportunity in the crypto world. And once I noticed, I showed him that he was way more motivated to invest in the future. But I'm like, hey, the only way you're going to be able to invest in the future is to make sure you have a sustainable income. So I'm like, when you see a boss, you need to like kiss that ass, for lack of a better word, because every time you do, you're guaranteeing yourself a better future because you know where to put that money in. All right. And if you don't have that sustainable income, you're not going to have that money to invest. And trust me, once you know it, it's one thing to know, like, it's one thing not to know where to invest the money. Because once you figure it out, you're like, you know what? I didn't know about it. Now I know. But it's another thing, guys. When you know exactly where to put the money, you know exactly how much gain you're going to make, and you don't have the money to do it. Oh man, that is the most painful things I've gone through to my financial journey so far. So far, that is the most painful thing I've gone through, and it is not cool. It's torturing. It's the worst torture you could go through, man. Knowing exactly what to do before it happens, and then you don't have the money to do it, and you're watching it happen just like you predicted. Ooh, oh man. Anyway, man, how are you doing? M. Charles, living in Spain without the S. Sorry, I don't know what the S is, but shout out to you, M. Charles. Let me see. Cash flow. Yes, Jesus. Your park can destroy taxes. Oh man! Oh, shout out to you, cash flow investor, cash flow hunter. What crypto company should I look into? I have many streams on that. Check out my streams. Actually, I remove it off YouTube. I did a Patreon. It's on Patreon now. If you really want to know, join in Patreon. Or you know what? There is plenty of videos on YouTube to figure out what companies you should look into. I'll give you one for free. Look into VRA. Look into Tether, and I'll go look into these two. How about that? Oh, here's the third one, CROs. I talk about that all the time in my channel. CRO, TFU, VRA. Good. Look into these three, and you do your own research. Let me see. Let me see. Peter Investor, man, I need to get super chats, man, because you guys are chatting a lot, a lot of questions, and then I need to go through the content, guys. So let me see. Let's go through it quick. One way to solve the liquidity capital increase, so Peter Investor M, is to pool money together with other to invest. Yes, that was so hard for me. That is one of my every. I don't want to say every high value man. Every, I would say, high value man, for lack of a better word. But people, CEOs, people that are successful, high net worth people, right? High net worth people, they have high income skills. One of these skills is the ability to raise capital. This is one of my biggest weakness as an entrepreneur, and it's something that I feel like I need to learn fast, very fast, because if I could solve that, it would allow me to have a lot of capital that I can invest in, multiply the rate of my investments, and therefore multiply my growth. So I would say everything in due times, but down the line, that's definitely something I want to hire a mentor, go to a mentor to learn this skill as fast as possible. Because if I had this skill for my startup, I would be able to generate sustainable business already, right? So I couldn't. I tried that raise capital with VCs before, but it's anyway. It's not even about the pitching. It's more about who you know. And yeah, I need to access someone who has a good network already. I can leverage their network, and it will become a lot easier to find other investors that are willing to put money in. But that's a good point, and that's one thing I'm aware that is a serious weakness of me right now that I plan to um, solve in the future. Or become the boss so you never have to kiss another man's ass. Yes, I agree. But before you get to that point, you do have to kiss some ass. But in your case, if you start with real estate, right, like a realtor, you were a boss from the beginning. So that's good. You don't have to go, I mean, you don't have to do that. But there's a lot of people who have like, who starts, let's say you go to university, you have a job, you don't like what you're doing right now. But the thing is, they need to invest in themselves as fast as possible. And from that period, it's better to sustain your job so that you consistently save. But you got to save as aggressive as possible to get away from that lifestyle, right? All right, let me see. I'm going to jump on the content, guys, and go to you later. Uh, oh, shout out to you, man. Wait, sorry. Hey, shout out to you before the billion. May Jesus shield us from the wicked ways of the IRS. Yes, yes. Where's Cashflow Hunter? I'm sure you would love this comment right here. Um, this is the second time today I've heard someone mention this. I'll research some option this year and take the leap in 2023. Are you talking about like the capital, raise capital? Yeah, I mean, trust me, I've been hearing that for a while, but all in due times, all in due times. But for now, please join the Patreon. Let's go together and invest in cryptocurrencies, guys. I actually just released my mastermind on Patreon, where we talk about strategies, we talk about plan on big moves that will happen in Bitcoin and how to leverage that. So if you haven't checked these videos already, check it out. It's listed on my Patreon. So join in. And let's get into the content, guys. Let's get into the content. So, why YouTube? Did you guys know YouTube was the fastest growing small business? Did you guys know that? Let me know in the chat if you knew. If you are a YouTuber, is that one of the reasons why you chose YouTube? Did you actually choose it as a business or as a passion? Let me know in the chat. But yes, guys, YouTube is legit. It's basically a small business. It can be a small business if you take it seriously enough, right? And yes, and based on that, many people in the world are taking it seriously enough to the point where it is actually considered on par as basically starting a small business. It doesn't require a lot of investment to start, and if you're good at it, it can make you replace your income from your jobs, right? Check these articles out, guys. Let's see. YouTube has paid out 30 billion to creators as the competition online for online content intensifies, right? So that's the other thing that happens. TikTok is really, look at that, TikTok ads right away as soon as they're talking about YouTube. TikTok is growing fast. Is growing fast. You have Facebook with Instagram. You have TikTok now. The more competitors are taking market shares from online content creators. Many content creators are doing all of these platforms at the same time. So they're obviously going to go where they're treated best, where they're making more money for their content. So YouTube has some serious competition out there. But even with that said, 30 billions were paid to content creators, and that's interesting to know, right? Because that means the first question should be, how do you get a piece of that money, right? When you're making market research for business, you got to figure it out. What is the money in the market? So it's a $30 billion business. I don't know if that's per year. That's another thing you will have to check. But it wouldn't be surprising, guys. It wouldn't be surprising if that's 30 billion a year that YouTube's are paying content creators. And then your the next question should be, if that's 30 billion a year, what is what strategies are you going to apply to get a percentage of that 30 billion? How much of that percentage can be in your hands, right? Even if you get 0.001, still good amount, still a good amount of money that you can make. So that's the question you should ask yourself. And then as you're doing more market research, you can do some can find an article like this, for example. 2 million creators make six figures income on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch globally. So that's interesting. 2 million creators are making six figures, right? So that's interesting. And he kind of divided, and he says there are 50 million content creators online, about 46.7 million that are amateurs, and 2 million and plus that are professionals. Now, the amateurs are making more money on Instagram. Um, or actually, no, this is the chart for the amateurs. More amateurs are on Instagram, and then this is the chart for professionals. And you see that a lot of them, I would say even half of the pie is on YouTube alone. So out of the 2 million professionals, a million of them are on YouTube. And many of these millions are on all of them at the same time. So that's interesting, right? So you can do more research on that. But there are currently 50 million creators on YouTube, Instagram, TikToks, and so it's the same information that we went through. Um, this distributed content creators engine means that about 90% of the videos, audios, photo, and text-based content consumed today by Gen Z is created by individuals, not corporation. So that's the other thing you need to know. Me, as I'm creating content, that is something I'm going to have to figure out. Who is going to watch my content? Is it going to be more millennials? Is it going to be more Gen Z? And where should I focus my energy? Should I focus my energy more on millennials, more on Gen Z? Uh, do we having more and more millennials checking YouTube? And if there, or let's say I choose YouTube, right? What's the market there? Is it more millennials or more Gen Z? Gen Z are more like in Twitch, TikTok. Some of them are in Instagram, but I would say the millennials are mostly Instagram and YouTube. So I would say my ideal market will be somewhere between 25 and 45 years old. Somewhere in the 35 would be ideal, to be honest. But if I had the range, it will be 25 to 45 years old. And so that's basically the early Gen Zs and millennials, right? So I would say for me, it makes more sense to go on YouTube and Instagram as opposed to Twitch and TikToks. Um, but that's good to know, right? You need to understand a bit the demographic of the people that would be interested in the business you want to jump in, right? And I'm in the business of learning how to invest, investing online, building a portfolio, retire early. Someone's in their early 20s are not really going to gravitate toward that information as opposed to someone in their mid 30s. So I have to understand that as I plan on growing my YouTube channel. And these are thought process you can go through as you're doing a market research before you even focus on the content type, right? More information about demographics. YouTube by numbers, stats, demographics. You can look at the fun facts. Let me see. And this one was pretty fun. There's lots of information. Total number of monthly active YouTube users to over 2 billion. So we have 8 billion people in the world. It's basically a quarter of the world already is on YouTube, are active monthly. And, you know, it's still growing, guys. It's still growing. So at some point, we may have every single people in the world on YouTube, which means there is more growth, more money to be made as well, right? Total number of active daily users, 122 million users daily. Crazy. Lots of people, man. Lots of people. That's way more than Canadians. That's like almost what, a little bit less than half of the United States population. Average time spent on YouTube, 18 minutes. So people spend 18 minutes a day, which is very interesting to know because as you're creating content, you're going to have to factor that in. That's something that match with my streams. The average of view duration in my streams is 20 minutes. So for the most part, people that are watching my streams, they spend about 22 minutes in a 2 hour streams. Some, but if we're looking at the entire people that are like the 122 millions, the average time they spend is 18 minutes. So that means, hey, I need to find a way to compact as much value in a 10-minute video, for example, if I'm doing that, or in a 2 hour streams, so that in the first 22 minutes that they're staying, I can, I can get compensated for that via YouTube. So that's basically how you can process all that information. And total daily hours of videos watched on YouTube, 1 billion hours. Crazy. So these 122 million people spending 18 minutes. Maybe that's where they find that number. But hey, total YouTube 2020 revenue. So YouTube made 19.7 billion. And how do YouTube makes money, right? It's via the sponsors, via the other corporations that are using YouTube's content as a way to put themselves first in front of the viewer. And that's and YouTube is taking a cut and then it's sharing that cut with the content creator. All right. So that's how YouTube makes money. So YouTube made a 19.7 billion. So imagine they paid 30 billion to creators. So maybe that's not per year. So it wouldn't make sense for them to pay. Actually, they might end up paying the creators more. I think YouTube take about 40% or something like that from the ads. It could be 50-50 as well. So I'm not sure, but whatever that number is, you could at least expect that maybe they can pay at least 10 billion goes to content creators per year, if that's the number they're making, um, like almost 20 billion per year, right? The other thing you need to factor in is their growth. They're growing every year because they're getting more users, they're getting more companies, then therefore they're making more money that way, right? You also have more content creators. One of the things I'm working on right now is to be monetized as a channel. So as soon as I become monetized, then I'll be technically helping YouTube make money. Therefore, I should be able to make money too, which at first it'll be like 2 cents. But who knows? We'll see. Hopefully, you can grow that to a six-figure business. I don't think wealth engineering alone will bring me six figures in 2022 from YouTube alone. I'm going to do work on another channel. I'll tell you about that later, but you'll understand what I'm saying later. All right. So YouTube paying subscribers. So they're also making money from their subscribers. And yeah, so interesting facts like this. And here you go. Number of users, 2012, less than a billion. It's growing every single year. And now in 2020, you were making like 3.2 billion. The numbers for 2021 will come out later, but they're growing every year, guys. This is the growing trend. And every so often, they're getting more and more people in the world watching YouTube. YouTube is the second biggest search website, second biggest search website in the world. right? And I think they share more information here. 15% of YouTube sites traffic comes from the US. Wow. Wow. That's interesting. Actually, I glossed over that information. I didn't even consider it. Hmm. Interesting. Now, this is an interesting stat. Why? Because as a Canadian, one thing I'm going to have to factor is there's a lot more money to make on the US, which I knew, but I didn't realize that globally, 15.5% of YouTube traffic comes from the US. Now that's interesting. So that means as a content creator, you have to please that market if you want to grow. Especially if I'm in Canada, which is technically they're neighbors to me, right? More than 70% of YouTube watch time comes from mobile device. Yes, that's also very important, which is why I don't know if you guys know this. I've been trying to increase those. I've been trying to increase the zooms just in case um, you guys are watching on the phone. Let me know in the chat, guys. We have 13 people watching this stream right now. Let me know in the chat how many of you are watching from your phone. Type me a one if you're watching from your phone, and type a two if you're watching from your computer. I want to see if this is a stat that we can actually confirm just from watching the chat right here. So one if you're watching from your phone, two if you're watching from somewhere else other than your phone. Let me know. I'll wait for your numbers. I see some numbers already coming. Interesting. 70%. So yeah, one, two, one. Interesting, eh? Interesting. More people coming in. All right, so I guess you like when I zoom those numbers, eh? You like it when I zoom it like this because if you're watching from your phone, those articles may not show up very well. All right, very wow. Eric Jones, Mr. Real Estate, interesting, huh? So you see, as a business, as if you're looking to start a business on YouTube, these are information you need to know. These are information you need to know, and literally the chat is confirming that right now. Well, out of 13 people, oh wait, how many people answered? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Out of seven people that answered so far, we have five people watching on their phone, two people watching on computers or any or somewhere else other than the phone. So it's legit, guys. It's not a joke. So, as a business owner, this is something you need to know. You need to factor that in as you're making your content to make it easy. And the other thing is one of the major key content metrics, one of the major metrics on YouTube is watch time. When you're on your phones, it's much easier for the viewer to basically skip away from your content because they may see another content and it's one at a time. They might get a text message. They might they might have a call. They might have many different things that distracts them from watching your content. So you really have to be efficient with your video, with your content. If 70% of the people will be watching on the phone, that's a stat I can also validate with my own video. I can go on the back end on YouTube and watch the stats and see how many people are watching on YouTube. But these are all things you need to know. If you're planning on making a business, a serious business on YouTube, you need to know where a lot of your traffic will come from. And it says that, hey, 15.5% from the states alone. So speaks English. And then 70%. That's another question, guys. If you speak another language like Spanish or French, you already at a disadvantage because almost 20% of the YouTube traffic comes from US alone, which is an English speaking country. And if we're talking about just countries that only speaks English, that number will be way higher, right? So keep that in mind. You can navigate YouTube in total of 80 different language, but hey, English is king, right? YouTube is the world's second most visited website. Interesting. Most second used social. The YouTube is the world's second most used social platform. I wonder who's first. Huh. I'll look in that later. The average visitor to YouTube checks 8.89 page per day. Anyway, interesting stats, guy. People watch 100 billion hour of gaming on YouTube in 2020. Interesting. Hmm. So maybe as one of my channels could be making content for gaming, but this is a very saturated niche. So it's a niche I don't really know much. So I would have to study it for a long time. But when you have data, guys, the more data you have, the more information you have, the more the more like a better decision you can make. Top genres, uh, top genre watched by YouTube customers are comedy. So people love cat videos, followed by thriller, crime, mystery. So definitely not like financial content. However, if I mix financial content with comedy, right, that could be a niche. I don't need to focus on any other thing. I can focus on comedy and financial, right, to make it more enticing. It's kind of like value you're learning in comedy, right? Maybe, maybe what I need to do is I need to watch you in the eyes more often as I say things like this, right? So that's my type of comedy with you guys. I need to make a relationship with you guys, right? Watching you in the eyes as I give you that knowledge, right? We're gonna make it fun, but we're gonna make it educational so that you guys can go out there and make money. But interesting stats, guys. Why YouTube, right? Why YouTube? It's because of all these stats. There's a lot of people watching it online globally. Second most viewed website in the world. If you can find yourself a niche there, it's if you can find a niche there, guys, you are solving a lot of problems. Which lead me to the last point before I connect with the chat again. Um, Here's the main reason why I decided to choose YouTube as opposed to other type of business. Like it's not just the cost of entry, it's not just the time it takes, right? It's also if I solve the YouTube equation, every other business that I decide to start in the future becomes much easier. Because what do I always say, guys? I started 13 business. Wealth engineering is my 14 business. Um, whether it's a Patreon, my course, my YouTube channel, it's all part of the same business, right? Uh, my franchise could be my 15 business, right? One thing I learned in all my failures in business so far is marketing. When I trace the reason why I fell in all my business, I could find that reason in marketing. The reason why I didn't succeed then it's because I couldn't market my products or service to enough people. I wasn't good at it. Therefore, not many people even knew about my service. Not many people knew what I can offer for them, and therefore I couldn't make sales. Right? Even if you're good in sales, if you don't have a good marketing system, you have no sales to make. And if you have no sales to make, you have no business. Right? So if I could solve the YouTube equation, it's going to be hard. It's not easy. But if I solve that, every other business that I decide to make will be a lot easier. And the more business I have, the more investment I can make in cryptos and stocks, in real estate, in other type of business. Right. So that's why I'm focusing all my energy while I'm relatively young, getting older every day, right? And the older you get, the less energy you have to put things. So you also have to think about things like that. If what is and engineers always think about efficiency. Where should you apply most of your energy to get the better results over time? And as I get older, I don't want to have to stay up at night all the time. I'm going to be tired more often. So I'm going to leverage more of a system and teams to take care of a lot of my business for me, right? But if I could solve the YouTube equation, that part becomes a lot easier to do, right? Because they can leverage my previous work on YouTube, my previous knowledge and experience, the system that I'm going to implement, and all that. And now, once I solve the marketing part, sales can happen, then the profit can happen, and the business can scale from that perspective. So I hope that I hope I hope that goes there, man. We have a lot of chat to go through. I may not go through all of them because we gotta continue with the content. But let me see where I left off, and we'll go from there. All right, all right. So give me a second. All right. So I think we were here on here. The future of educational content is social media. I agree with that. Peter Investor M, I agree with that, which is actually another study I did earlier this year. How many online courses was being offered? It's actually a growing business as well. It's been a growing business since 2018, and there was literally a huge um, bleep on that graph in 2020 when people were locked down. So the a lot of them leverage online, and that officially sealed the deal for online education. So definitely the future, a lot of that can be done on YouTube. I spent more time on YouTube. I spent way more time on YouTube. Me too. Me too. Yep. It's always on the background. I haven't watched traditional TV since 2016. Me, I haven't watched traditional TV since 2013. I've been addicted with YouTube ever since. But yeah, especially 2016, it was mostly focusing around the financial type of content. Uh, how about Paris Johnson? That's a good way, considering all the toxicity on traditional TV. Absolutely. But hey, man, it doesn't mean on YouTube you won't find toxicity. That's that too. At least you can control it, right? You can build your own YouTube recommended page, so YouTube only feeds you what makes you happy, which could be a problem later on. But hey, a visual search engine, if you are into SEO, that's crucial. Yes, visual search engine, absolutely. You can see Google Trend JC for global SEO. Google Trend, yes. Global SEO. I haven't looked at it specifically for global SEO, but that's a good point. Maybe I'll check that later, Natasha. That was the Mr. Real Estate. 15% of small business considering YouTube was founded as a base and based in the US. Yeah, okay, I see what you mean. Do you feel you need to cater to a global audience rather than the US? Hmm. Good question. The way I approach it, Mr. Real Estate, is, and it's that's one of the things I'm learning too to my mentor. First, I wanted to create my content, the content that makes me happy, and then people will just subscribe who can relate with that, right? But now I'm trying to find the balance between creating the content that makes me happy with creating content that the viewers wants to see, because that's how you grow. If you want to grow on YouTube, you have to please the algorithm in a way. And the way you please the algorithm is you focus on what the masses wants to know, right? So I guess from that perspective, I'm going to tailor, and you will see that at some point, maybe in February. I'm working on a plan to apply to implement that on right now. You will see my channel will switch gear at some point, and it's going to start pleasing a lot more people. But it's because I want to do that so that I can get people in, and once they're in, I can relate with them via the streams. And doing the streams is the more natural way for me to do it. As long as I can do that, I'm good. And it's kind of like finding the balance, right? I'm giving the algorithm what they want with the 10-minute videos, and then I'll be working on the streams to do the content that I want to make, right? And that I can live with that. So that's why I plan on doing it, right? Google is first, yes, but they were saying social media. I don't know if Google would be considered as a social media. But I know Google is first and first website, yeah, people will go to. Google is literally symbolizing, is a synonym to internet at this point. But social media could be Facebook, right? Especially if we say Facebook slash Instagram, social media could be Facebook and then YouTube. But anyway, well, that's interesting. Demise, of course, of course. How are you doing? Let me see. I've been in an hotel for the last 2 weeks and watched some cable television. Boy, was that a dose of nostalgia? What content are you watching, man? Is it those videos at night, Mister Real Estate? Just teasing you, man. Just teasing. All right, guys, let's get back to the content. But that's basically why, guys, I'm focusing on YouTube. It's all this data that we have here. It's making, and also because I'm lazy, I'm already focusing at work. I want to have something that I can leverage. I can have automation run it for me. I protect myself from the mass exodus, the great resign of people quitting their jobs in the West since 2020. That's what's been happening. A lot of people are quitting their jobs, so they're just not motivated to work anymore. And me too, to be honest with you, I'm not motivated to work, but I haven't quit yet. Because why? I'm excited for that paycheck so I can invest it. But hey, that's life. That's life. So, how to grow the business on YouTube? Um, First, you gotta solve a problem. You need to understand that Google is the first search engine in the world. YouTube is basically the second search engine in the world. People are searching for something. They have a source of pain. They need a solution to that pain, right? And in sales, in business, there are four types of source of pain that people can have. And as a solution provider, which is what an entrepreneur is, if you find, if you provide solution to people's pain, therefore you'll be compensated for it, right? One way or another. In YouTube, you can provide it for free because when you guys see the ad, whenever we get there, that's how I will get compensated. So maybe if you go with your favorite content creator, guys, and you want to support them, if you're not going to send them a super chat or anything like that, at least watch one of their ads. That's so one way to support them is watch one of their ads for their content, because it's not easy to create content like that, especially in the early days. So any way you can support a content creator will be very appreciated by them. I can concur with that. Now there are four types of pain: time, money, health, and relationship. So four types of pain. If you can help people save time, you help. Time is right. Everyone has 24 hours in a day, right? So if you can help them save time, that is the biggest source of pain someone can have. Money. If you can help them save money as a solution provider, that's also another big source of pain you can help them. Now, health, if you that's not easy to do, but that's also a huge problem people have. If you can provide a solution, whether you make it accessible for them to find solution for their health, that's saving them time, right? And then relationship. Human has the need of connecting with each other. And if you can provide that to them, you are solving a problem they have. They may not even know they have. That's the other thing. Now, YouTube is a great business model because it helps you solve three out of these four type of pain. It helps you save time, it helps you save money, and it's a way to connect with people and build relationship with one another, right? You can do that via the chat, you can do that via the live streams, right? You can build a community. We could expand that just like I'm doing right now on my Discord. Make sure you check. I don't think I put the link in the description in this video, but make sure you check the link on the Discords later. If you're watching on the replay, it will be there. But that's another way. I'm building a community on my Discord where I interact with people. People can ask me questions, right? I share information about cryptos and stocks. I do that on the free channels. I do that on the exclusive channels linked with Patreon. So I'm building that relationship, that community, whether it's free or paid. But hey, people that are having to pay for it, they're getting more value, right? It's an exchange of value. The information I'm providing them, they don't have to go out there and search it themselves, right? I'm giving it to them. I'm saving them time, and then that's how that's the value they get out of it, right? So YouTube is a great way to solve three three out of four pains, and that makes it a good business model, because just solving people's time alone, you can make a lot of money from that. Helping people save money, you can make a lot of make money on that, right? Now building that relationship, like Tinder is a perfect way, perfect business that helps people save, increase their relationship, and it also helps them save time. Makes it super easy for them to connect with one another, right? So when you have all three into the same business, you're increasing your chance to have repeat customers. You're also increasing your chance to please more people. So understanding that about business and how YouTube can help you provide that solution to people is very interesting. Right now, strategies to make money on YouTube. First, you need to find a niche. You need to find a niche. Second, if you're serious about YouTube and you want to think of it as a business, right? You got to approach it from a business perspective. And even if you're not monetized yet, a real business has employee, one or many, right? A business has a system. A business has initial investments. If you're serious about YouTube, you're going to have to do all that. But first, you got to focus on a niche. What problems do you want to solve? For example, wealth engineering, the niche that I'm in is investing, right? And I kind of kept it broad because I wanted to tackle many niche at the same time. These are things that I actually am passionate about. I started this channel as a passion, as an amateur, but now I want to go to the next level, making a business out of it. And if you can monetize your passion, you don't feel like you're working, right? So that's another reason why I'm doing that. Uh, when I say wealth engineering, in wealth, there's so many things that falls in line with it, right? So the brain alone is specific in a sense that it's not cat videos, it's about wealth. In engineering, it's about working on that, building that wealth. And then it's broad enough that gives me the room to focus on real estate, business, entrepreneurship, right? Stocks and cryptocurrencies, right? So I could have made a channel specifically about stocks. I could have made a channel specifically about cryptocurrencies. I could make a channel specifically about real estate or specifically about business. And each of these niche are good on YouTube. Because another thing you have to figure it out is how much you get paid per niche. Not all niche are getting paid the same, right? Niche in entertainment, like gaming, for example, may not give you the same return as a niche in entrepreneurs. It's all about what type of audience are you creating. That's where the real value comes in when it comes to YouTube. If you're making a niche of investors, people focusing on wealth, well, to YouTube, this is worth more because these people have more income. They're more they're open-minded in terms of investing themselves. So content creators or companies that can help solve that problem, whether it's help them save time, help them save money, they are willing to pay more to an audience like that to um, to put products and services in front of them, right? It doesn't mean that you have to go and click and sign up, but just the fact that they're exposing themselves to you, to them, is that's worth a lot because you will never know if at least you don't know the name exists. And maybe you don't consider it now, but maybe in the future something may happen to you where you realize that, hey, I saw this ad about a service somewhere. This is what I need right now. Let me go get it. So from that perspective, a company wants to put that seed in your mind and say, hey, remember, if you're looking for X product or service, I'm here, right? But let's say it's a financial advising company that wants to have an ad. They're not gonna go in an audience where there's a lot of gamers, right? Because these guys are obviously not interested in anything financial investment. They're more interested in spending their times in games. They're interested in investing in games, right? So that would suit best another company that is in gaming. But are they willing to pay the same as they would be as the financial advisor would be willing to pay the same? And that's where you need to understand the niche, the how much money you can make from a niche, what types of niche are more important. Me, I'm just interested in financial content. I started this channel just so that I can share my progress along the way. Turns out it's a good niche to be in to um, to make a lot of money on YouTube. So I'm like, okay, let's go at it. Let's take it seriously. That could be, I already have the initial step. I've been working a while on it, so I got to 1,000 subscribers. I'm almost at the watch hour monetization limit. So why not just focusing on that as opposed to start a new channel, right? But on new channel, I'm looking at gaming and I'm like, okay, if we have so much gamers watching on YouTube right now, the next thing I'm going to do when it's time to for me to make my new channel is I'm going to be looking at how much content creators makes by producing content for gaming, and after I'm going to have to consider what is the cost for me to create a video for a gaming channel. And if I can see the return, I can see the cost, I see it makes sense, I'll go for it. If it doesn't make sense, or if there is something else that is a lower cost, higher return, I'll go with that. So that's how you think about business. And I'm not saying this because I'm a great businessman, to be honest with you, but that's my initial thought as I'm going to building a business. First, a niche. Second, approach it as a business. Think of it as a business. You have a system which you might need employees to help you operate that system, keep oiling the machine so that the machine keeps producing. And the more you can produce, the more income you can make. All right. Um, and then also you need to have a system to get monetized fast. And to be honest with you guys, um, to get monetized fast, I actually hired someone like a consultant to walk me through what to do. I always say that, guys. I'm not afraid to invest in in myself, invest in learning, and use leverage mentors. That's definitely something I learned a couple years ago is leverage mentors to accelerate in times. So I'm not shy of spending my money to learn something as fast as possible, even if it's expensive. So, but I did that, and I'm learning a lot already. And one of the things I learned, guys, is how to engineer viral content. So I'm still learning. I haven't applied it yet. So one of the things I'll be working on is creating content that is engineered to be viral. Actually, there's a science to it. There's a science of going viral online, and if you can decode that, then you will be successful on YouTube, and you can make income that way. So these are things I'm going to have to be good at, because the better I am at this, not only will be good for Wealth Engineering Channel, the community, it will also be good for any other channel I decide to create in the future. But this is also the same principle that I'll be applying for a new franchise, for example. I'll replicate exactly what goes viral, build an audience, put my business in front of that audience. There you go. All right. So that's why I'm saying solving the YouTube equations will be hard. Very hard, not easy. But the minute I do it, it unlocks the door to so many other opportunities out there, which will increase my net worth faster, which in terms I could reinvest back in real estate, stocks, or cryptocurrencies. Because I'm telling you, man, Finding tons and tons of opportunities and not be able to invest in them is I'm tired of this. Tired of this. All right. So that's basically it, guys. I wanted to share with you. There's other things I'm going to talk about. Actually, yes, a couple things we're going to talk about. But before, let me see what the chat is saying. Um, are you guys still listening? I see you guys quiet in the chat. Cash flow hunter. Tax is a real big source of pain. I know, cash flow. I know. I can feel that pain coming from you every comment, man. Still never found the best YouTube channel about it. Um, Maybe that could be a good idea for another business, right? Maybe that because you're right. You are right. You do not find business about it. You do not find a lot of time YouTube channel about it. You want to get hey, you it's your idea, so jump on it fast before I do. But hey, go through the same process, you know. What kind of audience would you want to raise? And if you are that passionate about tax, man, this is a good business for you, man. So if you want to go on YouTube, learn, maybe you can interview different tax strategists. Maybe you could partner with a tax strategist, right? Because then they have the business, but they don't have the marketing machine to bring them more business. So if you could be the marketing machine, you partner with the tax strategist, you make a list of contents you want to create. Let's say starts with 12. Once a month, you do a podcast. Then after you increase that to 52, then you have 50 once a week. You have the 52 topics you want to talk about. That is basically about keeping more money and tax related, right? And then maybe every year you're talking about the same content, but different. You just reword it in a different way, right? You're building that audience. You're building that audience. You're helping them generate more traffic for their business. So that's what I would do. Because you don't know much about tax saving, right? You're not an accountant. You're not like a specialist in tax. There are some lawyers. There are some like in French, in Quebec, we call them fiscalistes. These are different types of CPA that are specialized in tax. They're literally the tax is their Bible. They're below their pillow. They put a tax book, and every year they study it. And these people, the reason why you don't hear about them, cash flow value invest, I'm sorry, cash flow and hunter, it's because they don't have many customers. Most because they're specialized in taxes. Um, People that consult them are high net worth people. People that don't mind paying them 50, 100K a year just for one customer alone. And as a high net worth individual, I would rather pay 100K if you can help me save millions in taxes, right? So right then and there, they have one customer paying 100K, another one paying 100K, right? They don't need many customers to make good business. So that's why you don't hear about them. First, they're tailoring to a smaller group of individuals. Second is these individuals are covering a lot of their cost, a lot of their income. So they don't need a lot of marketing to the masses. They just need to focus their energy on those high net worth people. However, maybe you can talk with those tax strategists to create a product that would fit people like me. I'm not a high net worth people. I'm interested in it. I want to grow to become a high net worth people. What are the things that I can do right now to save myself some income so that I have more money to reinvest? If that's something you can do, that's a huge source of pain for me, right? So I'm sure that's a source of pain for you. You mentioned it yourself, sir. Tax is a real big source of pain. Where is the solution? As an entrepreneur, you got to start thinking of how to implement that solution, how to engineer that wealth, right? So go for it, man. I encourage you. You were asking about YouTube questions earlier. Now I'm showing you the blueprint on how you should think about it as a business, not as a content creator. think of it as a business first. Then you create content that are designed to attract the audience you want, which will give you the results you want. All right. I hope that helps. But man, that's a good idea, man. And trust me, around June, July, if everything goes well, if my health is all good and all, I'll be looking at the second YouTube channel that I'll be doing. I was already thinking of I wanted to go because right now I'm broad. I'm doing, business, stocks, crypto. I wanted to go a little bit more specific, either crypto more specific or just stocks more specific. I could go with that too. So go for it, man. You have 6 months. You have 6 months before I look into it seriously. But I love it, man. I love this idea, bro. Black Tropicals Homestead, listening in soil, brother. Listening. Thank you very much for listening. But hey, man, that these are great comments, guys. Thank you for sharing that, Cashflow Hunter. And seriously, man, it's a good idea. It's a great idea. But you need to try it and test it and give it time to flourish. But my approach would be better find talk to a tax strategist that will be willing to start a business with you. Then they are providing the the product because they have the knowledge. You are providing the marketing, and maybe you can work out a deal with them that they pay you for every referral, for example, and then that referral system would come from your YouTube channel on top of all the AdSense you would get, right? On top of other products you can start promoting, which we'll get into that on the next point. But that's what I would do. I would focus on a product. That product could be a consultation call for free that's going to guide them on what to do. And now that you know what to do, who's going to do it? It's that tax strategist, right? So you have a funnel where you're getting free views from YouTube for a free product, which can lead to a deal, a close, right? So it's beautiful business model, man. Beautiful business model. I'm thinking the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm excited about it. But man, go for it, man. Go for it, please. Let's see. Next point. AdSense. So other ways of making income on YouTube, because as a business, you got to think of income. It's not about first you got to think of how much it will cost you per video. You got to find a number for that. If you're gonna make, for example, me next week, I'm going to start looking for people to hire at least a video editor, because man, that is the part I need help with. It's not that I don't know how to do, it's just that it takes me so long to do. I procrastinate all the time that it affects my productivity. So I'm going to hire some video editor to help me with that, because I'm suffering, man. I'm suffering from not producing enough. And that's one of the reasons why I went with the stream, is because I don't have to edit it, but I got to if I really want to engineer those viral content, right? So I'm gonna start looking for someone to hire. And my budget right now, it's I would say 700. I would say between 500 and 700 a month. That's my budget. So I'm gonna try to find someone to hire that can do what I need to within that budget. And this is not going to be North America, that's for sure. So a good understanding of the cost per video, and a cost, not a cost, but return that you can get from your channel, right? So where you can make money is AdSense. AdSense is the account for Google to make money from your ads partnerships, which for most big YouTubers, AdSense is the lowest source of income. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that? So there's a website called Socialblade. Name me one content creator you guys like that you think is making a lot of money? So I can use mine, but I would rather interact with you guys on the chat. So Let me know in the chat which content creator you are thinking about that make that you think is making a lot of money, and then we're going to go and we're going to observe what type of money they're actually making, right? And I want to show you something before I go to the next one. Fresh and Fit. Let's go. Actually, for Fresh and Fit, what's it? Playboard, I think. Yeah. Yeah, Playboard. Good point. Good point, Aaron B. Let's look at Fresh and Fit. I found two ways to understand what money they're making. So let's go. Let's go here. I know you guys a lot of you are watching from your phone. So I gotta zoom to make sure you can see it. So there's this website called Socialblade, and you can search for people's income. Type Fresh and Fit. Oh, they're not even here. What? What happened? Fresh and Fit, they're not here. Oh, that sucks. I wanted to, because this website will basically tell you how much money they're making, their estimated income from AdSense based on the amount of views that they're making. Let me type it here and see if I get a different results. Nah, that sucks. That's not the one. That's not the real one. These guys only have 280 subscribers. I wonder if there's a way to block yourself from people, because that's the second. But hey, let's look at this one. Let's look at this website here. I know Fresh and Fit is in there because I made a video about them and I shared this. So Fresh and Fit. So look at that. Don't know if you guys can see. Let's zoom. So far, they made 805 Canadian dollars. But look what it says, Super Chat. From Super Chat alone, they made 805 like Canadian dollar, almost a million just from Super Chats alone. I wish we could see the estimation for views. So if we go on our most super chatted channel in Canada, the most super chatted channel in Canada is making a revenue of $3,000 in super chat. Oh, guys, you gotta help me. You gotta help me beat that number. Come on, really? The most super chatted in Canada is making $3,000. Ah, man, now I am motivated. I gotta talk to TLA, man. This guy, TLA is the lead attorney. Is one of my YouTube mentors. So most super chat, United States daily. Oh, okay. Maybe that's where I screw up. Okay, I choose daily. So let's choose yearly. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. So the most super chatted on a yearly approach from Canada is 216,000. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about beating that. That's serious. Yeah. Okay, so let's put it in the United States. And look at that, guys. Fresh and Fit last year made $784,000 Canadian from super chats. I think the count is the amount of people that super chatted. Right second to them comes a Teamcast IRL at 753,000. Now, for those who are Kevin Samuels fans, look where Kevin Samuel fit. And this guy, when you look at his super chat, it's crazy, right? 409. I think if you look at my mentor, one of my YouTube mentors, I wouldn't even say mentor, just someone I'm taking some information from to understand how to grow on YouTube. But a mentor has a more personal relationship with you. I don't have a personal relationship with the lead attorney. It's more like a business relationship. But I have a mentor that I hire basically last year, actually 2 weeks ago, and man, this guy is a real mentor, bro. Follow me every week. Zoom call and all that. That's a mentor, right? And way more successful than me, right? And that also is doing exactly what I want to be done. So the lead attorney is someone that I take a lot of inspiration from. He's to me he's a good master of super chat, and he's making 167,000 on super chat alone. Let's see what the Social Blade is saying for the lead attorney to see what's going. Okay, at least we have the information. So so based on his views, right? He's making anywhere from 700 a month to 12,000 a month. I think it will be probably closer to somewhere in the middle, maybe 7 or 8,000 a month based on his views. But this website is factoring AdSense alone, right? AdSense alone. What I know he's not doing partnership. He's not promoting, like for example, Fresh and Fit. They do a partnership with a credit company. They do a partnership with Manscaped, right? Manscaped. So they do a paid promotion for Manscaped. So that's additional source of income on top of that monthly income, right? And if this guy is making how many views, right? Kevin Samuels. Let's see what Kevin Samuel is doing, because Kevin Samuel will be a more closer to what Fresh and Fit are doing. Let's see. So Kevin Samuel is making anywhere from 3,000 to 55,000 a month on YouTube. And how many views? They don't say the number of views. Oh, sorry. Uh, 10.9 million views in the last 30 days. So I would say, yeah, I would say definitely at least 30,000, 30, 40,000 on AdSense alone. Now, if he's doing, I know he talks a lot about like cologne, talks a lot about candles. If he could find a way to either create his own product where he sells his cologne and candles, or is promoting other companies that ask him, hey, make a review or just talk about it in your streams, he could make way more money than that. And on top of that, if you look at his super chats, right, he's seventh in the United States when it comes to super chat. So lots of money. Lots of money, right? But the reason why I wanted to show you that is this is super chat alone. And but these are the top channels. Very few in the world are making that amount of income. So yourself, what you need to ask yourself is, hey, what if I could make like 1,000 or 2,000 from from not super chat? I'm talking about AdSense. If you can make $1,000 a month or 2,000 a month on AdSense, that would be great. Then you could make your own product, or you can promote other people's product, or you could do both at the same time, which will increase your income. There's a guy that grew up a lot this year, all the Poor Man's Podcast, smaller YouTuber. Um, I think he hit 300,000 subscribers. No, this is a fake account. What's going on here? What's wrong with Socialblade these days? The Poor Man's, is it like this? The Poor Man's Podcast. Yeah, I think that's it. There you go. 19 million views in the last 30 days. Ooh, look at that. That's crazy. Almost, they're estimating that he's making almost 100K. So it could be somewhere in the middle. Was that more than Kevin Samuel? Interesting. It's one of his most viewed videos. That is interesting. So yeah. So it's not necessarily the number of subscribers you have, guys. It's being able to engineer that growth, engineer those views. And a year ago, this guy was like barely 10,000 subscribers, man. And all of a sudden, he grew up to about 300,000 subscribers, but making a lot of views. So that's interesting, guys. If you could figure out how to do it. Same thing for lead attorney. A year ago, January 2020, January 2021, he was at 1K subscribers. Now I think he's the 44th in super chats in the United States with 100,000 subscribers. So there's a lot of ways to make money, but the what I want to say is this earning, if you know the game, this can technically be the lowest income you make from YouTube, from the AdSense. If you pair that with your own product, your own business, a Patreon, that's what Fresh and Fit is doing. Fresh and Fit is making money on Patreon. They're making money on YouTube. They're making money on like the AdSense, I mean, and they're making money on Super Chat. They're selling their own course. They're really mastering the incomes on all aspects. They're making partnerships with Manscaped, right? They're making they're making that money on all aspects. I'm very curious. I think it's Fresh and Fit. Should not work. They found a way to hide themselves from Socialblade. But anyway, I hope that gives you an idea, guys. I hope that gives you an idea on why on how to take YouTube seriously and what ways you can make money. But great point, R&B. Let's they make 500,000. Yeah, yeah, man, crazy, crazy, right? They're the number one super chat in the United States, number one channel super chat. Crazy, right? Feed just started another channel called Fed It. Yeah, I know. First, he was hiding his federal career. Now he's leveraging it. Bro, genius. Why are you laughing? This is genius. He had to. I mean, he wasn't hiding it. I mean, yes, he was hiding it, but when when he had a drama, a lot of drama in the summer, and then that information was leaked. Why not? It, you that information was leaked. You had to come out and admit it. If you're gonna admit it, take it all over the place. It's a genius because it's not something people can replicate, and there is not many people who are doing it, and he can leverage the celebrity or the popularity that he got from his Fresh and Fit channel to do that. And same thing, guys. 2021 earlier, like end of 2020, beginning of 2021, Fresh and Fit was nowhere. All of a sudden, now they're like number one super chat channel in the United States. Crazy. But this is a smart. I don't know why you're laughing, because this is a smart move. I would do it. If I was him, I would do it too. This shows you how much of a businessman he is. It's a genius thing to do. And he also has a backup channel now. If something happens to Fresh and Fit, because man, the way this show is going, it's going fast, but it could crash fast too. At least now he has a backup channel where he could still, promote this course, his service, his whatever. So sorry, I didn't read the. You have to enter their URL, not just their name. Really? All right. Let's check this out. Let's check this out. Because I wanna know, bro. you gotta you gotta scope. You gotta scope. I'm not a competitor to Fresh and Fit, man. I'm just a fly in the wall. But I love studying channels, man. Things Fresh and Fit. Let's see what's going on. By the way, I unsubscribed to them, but I also unsubscribed to Abba and Preach. Um, I think the way Abba and Preach handled the situation started the drama. They're super disappointed in Abba and Preach, and then the way uh, the way they reacted, and after those, man, I can't even click on them anymore. What happened? Yeah, after they started banging everyone on YouTube, attacking freedom of speech. Yeah, I didn't subscribe to Fresh and Fit too. But on my burner account, I watch them. On my burner account, I watch both of these channels. So, yep, that's me. But yeah, man, I had to take a stand somewhere. Fresh and Fit Miami. All right, so I got their URL. Let me see. Let's see what's going on because this is interesting, man. Socialblade. Let's see if we can get some info. Hey, we got it. We got it, guys. We got it. Look at that. Whoo-wee. Look at that. 22.6 million views in the last 30 days. They're estimating that they could make close to 100,000. These guys are beating Kevin Samuels in every way. Holy man. Anyway, man. So yeah, guys, this is crazy. So the more views you have, the more potential you have um to make money from AdSense. And that's another reason why I'm saying this website calculates it from the AdSense perspective. If you guys notice, whenever the last number becomes higher, it's because the people are getting a lot more views. For example, Poor Man Podcast, the last 30 days had more views than Kevin Samuels. So that's why, although Poor Man's podcast is only at 300,000 subscribers and Kevin Samuel is over 1 million subscribers, because he's having more views, he's making more money from AdSense. So I'm saying, now if you have the views and the watch time at the same time increasing, YouTube is going to promote that video even more. Next thing you know, it's going to go in 1 million views. All right. Let's see what's going on. Um, is that total super chat earning? Yeah, daily, weekly. We need context. Yeah, super chat is total. You can change it. You can change it from daily to weekly to monthly. But that 700,000 that you saw, that was a super chat last year for the year 2020. Right? What is this? Wealth engineering. What is what? Yeah, check Poor Man's podcast. I just did that actually. JC type fresh and fit. Yeah, I tried that earlier. It didn't work, but thank you, Mr. Real Estate. I think your tips worked out. Kevin Samuel has made more money than him in total. I believe though. I believe so. Because Kevin Samuel was rocking. Kevin Samuel went viral at the beginning of the year 2021, right? So he had the entire year to make a lot of money. Whereas Fresh and Fit really started kicking it April, May. Yeah. So, but super chat, they still caught up. So, and super chat, he still made more money. And based on what I'm seeing, based on how I see Fresh and Fit organizing their Patreon, organizing their promotion, I think they might end up closing the 2021 with more money than Kevin Samuel. That's what I think. If it's not, it's very close. Charging for collaboration, I don't think they did. I don't think, maybe they do in some cases, but I don't think this is something they always go for. Especially if someone has more subscribers than them, they don't charge for collaboration. If you're referring to what happened with Nina Unrated, it's probably they were using that as to show that, hey, if we were going to charge you, this is what it would be. But Nina was talking about money first before they even propose it. So from if you look at everyone that do business with them, it's not a common practice that they go. Thank you very much, Natasha, for keeping them honest. Help them hit the social blade charts, man. It will take me a while before I get there, man. It will take me a lot of work. But hey, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's hire that team to make it happen. K Business Podcast. How are you doing? Nice to see you here. Thank you. Thank you for coming here. Let's see. Fresh and Fit have a million subs by this year. That's possible. That's possible. Now, here's the thing: they could have a million subscribers by the end of 2022 if the show doesn't crash. Because man, just the other day, one of the girls had a gun. If that happened and she shot someone in the show while they were live, it's over. This is how simple it is to for the empire to go down. I mean, of course they can learn from their mistakes. Mr. Fede doesn't want to hire security, which is the obvious things to do. Make sure you search everyone. Like if they can make it to a million subscribers, and if they make it to a million subscribers, they'll double the amount of money they're making now, which they're already ruling the United States in terms of super chat. They're going to make us. That's a serious business. It's a big business. Alba and Preach one. Uh, Look, we can agree to disagree, but let me put it this way. I was one of the guys who were super chatting in both ABBA and Fresh and Fit to make that collaboration happen. So when that collaboration happened, I was super happy, man. It was one of my favorite collab of YouTube. For them to wait 4 months to attack them, this is a B move, man. This is a B move. If you don't agree with them, you address it on the podcast. And if you're going to address it on the podcast, bring that same energy, right? Don't wait 4 months to bring that same energy. That's my thought about it. But 4 months, you waited. Like coincidentally, it matched exactly when Nina was trying to bring them down, and you're a friend of Nina on Reddit, so you wanted to support your friend, therefore you make that stream. On top of that, it times exactly when you're about to go to No Jumper. It was a calculated move. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm the righteous guy. It was more like calculated move for business. And for someone who speaks a lot about integrity, I thought that was not many people will see it, but I saw through him, and I don't support that. And again, from the Wealth Engineering channel, I unsubscribe to both of these guys, Fresh and Fit and Abba and Fish. But for my burner account, I'm still subscribed because I like their content. They're entertaining to say the least. All right. Yeah, man. Controversy Sales, they got that on lock. Jerry Springer had a great rating too. Man, still, sometimes I would end up accidentally on the Jerry Springer show on YouTube. The next thing you know, I could spend hours watching drama unfold. Maury as well. So yeah, man, they got that on lock on YouTube. And for them to be innovators, could someone take care of this bot for me? I'm not on my channel right now. There's a damn bot, Russian bot here. Um, if one of the mods are here, actually, let me take care of it. Remove that bot. Boom. But yeah, guys, let's. That's what I'm saying. Controversy sales will no longer be the discussion. Fresh and Fit will. KS will no longer be the discussion. Fresh and Fit will be. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. But you know what I like about Kevin Samuels? He knows how repetitive he sounds, so he's changing his way of approaching it. And I don't know if you guys know this, he's implementing a little bit of what Fresh and Fit is doing in the Kevin Samuel way. More luxury, more calm. And then another guy, shout out to the Saint and the Sinner. Man, this guy is smart, man. This guy is smart. He's a fan, not a fan, but he supports Fresh and Fit, but he actually copied their model and he's doing the same model in Las Vegas, but he's adding his own flair to it. But he made a stream about why he went that route. And that stream in business, this is a perfect stream to watch to understand the business game and YouTube game. Shout out to Saint and the Sinner because he gets it. He gets it, man. He gets the business aspect of it. We move the emotions, we move um, the fluff, what the masses are saying and doing. or the what Fresh and Fit said the other day about black women. You remove all that and you look at the business, he gets it. And honestly, when you go in business, you have to remove emotions. You have to approach it with logic. Cash flow hunter, if you still here, cash flow hunter, one of the reason why Fresh and Fit is successful, and Sent and the Sinners discussed about that on his stream. He talks about why it's a concept that existed already, but it did not exist on YouTube. They brought it on YouTube. They found a formula that works. Boom. Now Kevin Samuel is copying that same system, putting it his own way. But the first person who was there will always get the credit and will get more success. Which is why that cash flow hunter, that business plan you were talking about earlier, about the tax strategies, if you could find a way to innovate that and be the first large channel from that niche, you got one, my man. And it's not easy to find not just a niche that can pay well in YouTube, but also being the first in a type of content. It is not easy. It's kind of like a solar eclipse. It's once every blue moon you find one like that. So don't sleep on it, man. If you're passionate about tax, if you're looking into business, if you're looking into YouTube, don't sleep on it, man. Don't sleep on it, because honestly, I'm focusing on my business right now, wealth engineering, and on I'll be looking at another channel. When the time comes, I'll be evaluating the competition. If I don't see you out there, I'll do it. So I hope that's clear. Let me see what else to say. It has been proven that they do charge up to 15K for collaboration. Okay, maybe I'm wrong about that. Which, hey, that's their platform, right? Why not? If you can make money for it, why not? If you build a platform where now you are the ones people want to look at, then yes, at this point it makes sense for people to pay you to. Is that a business model that I would do? Not for wealth engineering, but it doesn't mean that I don't respect it. It's business, bro. Business. Me, if I would build you might have to pay, like I might have to pay people to join my podcast. Let's say I wanted to interview Drake, right? Right? Let's say I wanted to interview Drake. I would have to pay a lot of money to Drake to come to my podcast. But let's say I was Drake. Let's say I was Drake. Someone wanted to come to my podcast. You think they're gonna come for free? No. I'm going to make them pay. And they will have to pay because there have to be an equal value exchange. There is a lot more that I would gain if I join Drake than Drake will gain from me. So we have to balance the equation. We have to balance the equation, and his 15K is the way to balance it. So then it is we forget about the emotion, guys. Think about it from a business perspective. When we make a business, there have to be an equal value exchange. These are the fundamental of economy, period. There have to be an equal value exchange. It's not one person gets way more value than the other. It's not fair. So if they do get charged people at that point where they are right now, they have the liberty to do so. It's either you pay for it or you don't join to the podcast. Either way, they're making money, right? So JC, are you telling me you started all this beef between Fresh and Fit and Abba? I guess you could say that, man. I guess I contributed into it happening. Because man, I was messaging Abba and Preach on Instagram. I was super chatting the Fresh and Fit show so they can read that, hey, make a collab with Abba and Preach, and he responded to my super chats, right? So he was saying that that's something he was looking into do. Maybe I did help this happen. And I was doing that early. I was doing that since March last year. So yeah, man. I met really. Sorry, man. We gotta talk. We gotta talk. K Business Podcast. Let's talk, man. Is that your channel? K Business Podcast. Let me go follow you, man. This guy, man. Guy. The guy is a smart guy. The Saint and the Sinner. Market, his name is. This is the type of guy you can learn a lot from. And I love people that I can learn a lot from. You don't meet these people often. And when I say a lot, it's not about business alone. It's a lot about life. Yeah. Let's keep it that way. But interesting. To be honest with you, maybe one day I might approach him, either for a podcast or a collab or something. But very intriguing guy. Very intriguing guy. I want to know more about the way he thinks. But I love that he's doing the same thing that Fresh and Fit is doing. And man, these guys, there is a book called The 48 Laws of Power. I've never seen someone applying those laws in real time as efficient as Marquette from The Saint and the Sinner. The number one rule of the 48 laws of power is never outshine your master. Now, how do you copy your master idea and you know you're better at it than they are? And you know everyone know you're better at it than they are. Everyone know you're more credible and you have more integrity at it than they are. So automatically, you're automatically putting in yourself in a way to outshine your master. But how do you do that in a way that your master wants to promote you? Oof. This is where Marquette comes in from Saint and the Sinner. This guy, man, when I saw that move, I was observing very carefully. You do not meet men like that often. But men like that is people that I can learn from. I can learn. But I never seen a man applying the laws, the 48 laws of power in real time like he does. I mean, of course, you're going to read in books about people that did it in the past, right? Like Machiavellian. I forgot. I can't even pronounce his name right. Machiavelli, which basically we invented those rules that now Robert Greene is talking about in his new book, 48 Laws of Power, and all the other books he made. But man, just like Robert Greene's book is more like clear, right? Step 1, step 2, step 3. It's just first law of the book. Master it, man. Master. This is a master at work, guys. And I love watching content like that. I love watching people in real life applying things or fail or succeed in what I can learn from. It's kind of like going to school. It's like going to school versus watching it in real life. And man, the way Saint and the Sinner is massaging the ego of Myron and Fit while stealing his idea and give you a valid reason why he's doing it, putting it in the public that even if Myron was listening to it, you'll be like, yes, this guy is a smart guy. Oh, master at work. His ideology, that's a different story. That's not the point of the discussion. He's a master how he's using business, an innovative idea, how he's using YouTube to market it, and how he's putting himself in a place where he's not going to upset his peers, stealing their subs, grow fast. Just sometimes, guys, you have to be like that in business because business is a shark game. Business is ruthless. Competition. Right now, there's no competition for me. I'm not competing with anyone, right? So I don't have any issues. But the minute that starts blowing up, it's a different story, guys. People will come for my neck. They'll start saying, "Hey, who is this guy talking about wealth with his teeth all crooked, all crooked?" Right? That means I'm going to have to spend thousands fixing my teeth, right? You're gonna like, who is this Asian guy with this bad English accent, making mistakes every so often, talking about wealth, right? They're gonna come after my neck, trying to bring the business down. That's the game, guys. That's the game you're signing up for. So with more money come more responsibility. With more money comes more enemy. Can you handle it? Can you develop the skills to manage those enemies, keep them at bay, or even turn them into partners? These are masters, masters, guys. All right, let's see more content. What do you think about KS when? I mean, look. I guess since we're talking about YouTube for this stream, I have a call at 11. We still have time, right? Let me, let me save that comment and let me get to it because I gotta address the chat too. Good question, Peter Investor. Let me get to that later. Back in the days at Hopkins, very laid back dude. Yeah, very laid back dude. Very laid back dude indeed. Let me I think I found your channel. I just subscribed. I want to see what you do. Let me observe the competition. No, but seriously, I wanna talk to you. If you meet him, talk to cool. See your content here. Business talk. Good man. You're in business too. Cool. I never watched them like that. Which them? Who's them? Talking about Fresh and Fit? Cheryl? Never watched them like that. Again, me man, I'm just watching and learning. I love to learn from other people's success and mistakes because it saves me from having to do it myself. Because man, learning through your own experience is painful. So if you can learn from someone else, I'm lazy, guys. I don't want to do the work. I want to learn from someone so I don't have to do the work, right? I gotta be wise. So I watch everyone to learn. First movers advantage. I hope Cashflow Hunter is still here, or I hope he listened to that later. First mover advantage. Fresh and Fit has it. And they have a success formula that they can replicate that will always be entertaining versus Kevin Samuel working on his own. He knows how repetitive his thing is. And you see him doing moves to fix that. We're gonna get into it later, man. You got me into it, man. How you doing? How you doing, Cheryl? Big Bad Bull. Salute, my friend. Salute to you. Thank you for your support, Big Bad Bull. I always see your comment and really appreciate them, man. Peter Investor, super chat, t-shirt, yes. Oh, if you guys want to know how to make money on YouTube, guys, watch Fresh and Fit. You guys are screaming. Some of you are mad at them, right? Don't worry about the fluffs. Smart people talk about ideas. Don't worry about. I don't want to say dumb people, but people talk about people. Losers focusing on winners. Winners focusing on winning. There is a saying that you got kings, they talk about ideas. You have the masses, they talk about people. Right? Think of the idea, not the people. Rise to the level. If you want to get to that level, you got to rise to that level mentally first before you get the product. Me, I just watch it for entertainment. So, because I don't watch TV. And what's better TV than real life? Watching people going rise and fall and you're learning and you're laughing along the way. Someone might laugh at my expense too. That's the name of the game. But you can learn. You want to know how to make money on YouTube? Watch what Fresh and Fit is doing. They make money every single way, man. Shirts sold out. I made a shirt on like this, right? They made like basic drawings based on the concepts of their show, sold out shirts. T-shirt, yeah, super chat, number one super chat on YouTube. T-shirt sold out. AdSense, right? Almost it could be in the hundred thousands. Twitch, the podcast collaboration, consulting, both Fresh and Fit was consulting at earlier, right? Then they had the course. You didn't even mention that. The course, DMs on demands, which is almost $1,000 per course. You get 1,000 people buying $1,000 course. Patreon, monthly residual income, IG, sponsorship for Mainscapes and other businesses. Discipline, discipline businessman, making money everywhere. So all you gotta do, just choose one, two, or three different streams of income for your business, or all of them. But just choose whatever fits with your brand, fits with your way of income. Me personally, I wouldn't charge people for a podcast, to be honest with you, and I don't see myself doing that right now. Let's be honest. I don't see myself doing that right now, but you never know. But honestly, I'm more like the friend type. I prefer to make the connection with the person. I prefer working on I prefer to build a network versus charging. It's not that I'm not gaining from it. I'm gaining from it in a different way. My building that network for me could lead me to more business investment, could lead me to more capital raise versus making a quick 10,000 for collaboration. You see what I'm saying? I might get to a point where making 10,000, I might do that on my portfolio every day. You know what I'm saying? So I may not necessarily, whereas the value of having someone and increasing your network could be a lot more. So from that perspective, I wouldn't necessarily ask someone to pay me 10,000 for a collab. And if I have to pay someone to access their network to reach their podcast, I would invest that because it's an investment. It is for me. But anything else, Twitch, I mean, maybe not. Who cares? But AdSense, T-shirt, Super Chat, Patreon, business, business. Learn from them. I'm not doing my Patreon because I'm doing it. Actually, I'm doing something innovative in a way for my Patreon. If you go with the highest tier, it's high, but I love the concept of having a lifetime membership. My first mentor did that for me, and I'm still enjoying that lifetime membership without having to pay for it. So I love that. And I wanted to do that for my community. So if you go with the highest tier, if you stay 3 months and you actually do the work, you can earn a lifetime membership, which for business, it's not the smartest thing to do, right? But it's not about the money. It's about the community. It's about, I take more value from that. I build a community that can actually help people. Charging people a high fee per month, it's not necessarily helping them. But if you're charging them high fees to get to a goal, that could help them. That's more motivation for them to keep going, right? Because I'm like, if you're going to go there, you're going there for a purpose. I put it right there in the description on my Patreon. You're going there for a purpose. You're not going there to stay there forever. If you want to stay there forever, go with the smaller route, cheaper route. That's the way I decide to do business because it's not just only about making money. It's about providing value too, providing something. And I love building communities, finding good people that I can grow old with. When I'm making my Patreon, it's a way to do that. One day, if all of us are successful, maybe I can leverage my community to be business partners. That's what I'm looking to do in the future. I'm not looking necessarily to make money from people. I'm looking to train people so that they can grow their money together. And one day, if we want to make a business in Africa, let's say there is 1,000 unit real estate, and we are developers, I can leverage my own community to do it. At that point, I'm seeing you not as a client or business. I'm seeing you as an equal, as a business partner. That's my goal for my Patreon or my exclusive membership in Discord. It's to see every single one or as many people as possible at that level so that later we can go and conquer the world if we have to. So from that perspective, I'm willing to sacrifice some fast income and leverage to get the bigger income. But you want to learn? Fresh and Fit, bro. They got it on lock. I've been following the Sentence Center for 2 years now. Really? Wow, cool. Yeah, I've just found out about him not that long ago, actually. But yeah, man, he's a smart guy. He's a guy that I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna be watching him. Gonna be watching him. The way he speaks is fire. Okay, BB BBB advertising, man. Yeah, man, love our ball. Another guy I've been taking lessons from. Uh, Again, love to watch people rise, learn from their and failures. I learn from them too. I don't love people failing. I love to learn from their failures. Everything he says is fire. No one's no one talks about everything they say is fire. Come on, man. You don't have to agree with everything he says. I'm sure you have to question everything he says. You may agree with most of the things, but it's not good to agree with everything someone says. I don't think everything I say you should agree with. Which video was this? I forgot. Oh, you're talking about which video I saw? I saw a debate between him and some feminist, Miss A, which I had the pleasure to talk to. I was doing more research about her, and then I end up with finding him. And since then, I've been watching his content. The prosecutor to 48 Laws of Power: The Art of War. Oh, precursor. The precursor of the really. I read both book, and to me, I mean, of course, there are some laws that are similar, but I don't know. But according to Marquette, apparently Machiavelli is the real deal before 48 Laws of Power. So I haven't read any books from him yet, but that's definitely something I want to do. I never noticed JC's teeth before trying zooming in. Eee. Yeah, it's crooked, man. It's a sign of a poor. I don't know if you guys know this. No, everyone that are rich, they have straight teeth. If you grew up poor, I didn't grow up poor, but I grew up in Haiti, right? So it's not like they had the biggest tech that you could straight your teeth as you grow. And once you grow up, never really care about it to do something about it. But one day, I'll do it. I'll do it. It's just that right now, yeah, I don't care. I don't have any. I'm not self conscious about it. But I know. One day, if I end up being successful, think people will start. People will definitely start bashing you in any way, right? So I give them ammo. Here, you can bash me with my teeth. I forgot licensing your brand. Sorry, I forgot licensing of your brand royalties by publishing partnership with others, buying, appreciating asset, luxury car wash, car watches owned by your business structure. Car, yeah. Watches owned by your business structure? I actually never thought of that. But the reason why I'm actually going to be talking about exiting your business soon before I talk your question, Peter Investor M. But the reason why I'm not going to sell my wealth engineering business is because I want to do some of the things you mentioned. I want to be able to buy a car to promote wealth engineering. But I didn't know I could buy watches under my business structure. Because, man, no, that's interesting, man. giving me ideas, my friend. But thank you, because that's something I was already planning on doing, but I thought I had to do it on my own, income. But now it could literally be a business income because it's part of a way to promote my brand and wealth engineering. I gotta have wealthy watches to show that I'm wealthy, right? It's promotion, and I can buy a watch at a lower value, wait for it to appreciate over time, sell it for profit. I got paid to wear the watch. Same thing for luxury cars. I want to abuse things like that, right? Literally wealth engineering. So thank you, man. Thank you. Publishing, royalties, publishing. Yeah, I mean there are different ways to make money, right? Different ways to make money depends on what your product is. But yeah. Anyways, R&B, everything he says business wise, I mean, oh, I believe that. You know what? He sounds like a good businessman, and he sounds like he has the experience. He sounds like he has the experience. Very successful in business. So we'll see. But it's someone now. This type of man. It's the type of man I want to observe for a while, and after meet and discuss and have real intellectual debate. It's rare to find men like that, but I'm interested to talk to him. Whether I agree with him or not, that's not even the point. But anyway, last point I wanted to talk about YouTube is, and don't worry, Peter Investor, and we're going to talk about Kevin Samuel. Peter Investor, I'm sorry. Last point I wanted to make about YouTube. So as you've seen, there's many ways to make money on YouTube. If you want to know all these ways, watch how Fresh and Fit are making money. It's also very good to understand how to sell your business. Okay. When you get in, you want to know how to get out. It doesn't mean you will follow through, but it's a good way to plan. You have a full plan. If you come in, you build the system, you multiply the system, and then you come out, you have a full plan. No, you have a complete business plan. So how do you get out from a YouTube business? Maybe you're doing content on wealth, and at some point you're tired of it, you don't want to do it anymore. Maybe your channel is worth something. Maybe you could sell it to someone else that will take it over, leverage the audience that we were able to build to to make income from it. So as a business, you gotta, like I said, I don't plan on investing wealth engineering because I plan on doing exactly what the Peter Investor M is doing. And then I want to leverage my business as much as possible to be doing that. So from that perspective, my exit strategy is die. And wealth engineering it's so rare for me to come up with a beautiful name for a business. And wealth engineering is really at my core. I'm an engineer in my core, and I love wealth in my core. So it's just to me, it's part of my identity. Selling that business to me would be selling my identity. So I'd rather ride it till it died. That's what I would do. Doesn't mean that I shouldn't at least open to the idea, right? What if I built it to, like, it wouldn't be $1 billion business, but let's say it was worth 100 million, right? And then I had a huge financial crisis somewhere else and I needed the money. Then I needed to know how to evaluate that business, how to sell it, right? And go from there. So I came across some websites that you can actually go to and sell your business. And these are these are online business. You can go to the exchange marketplace, fuel your business ambitions, and list you can find business that are for sales, business that are for to buy. Another one I saw was this one, Flipper, #1 marketplace to buy and sell digital app, e-commerce store. So they have a sales domain. You can even look online businesses. So if let's say you had you have a website attached to your YouTube channel, and you're creating vlogs, and every video you made a blog about it, then you automatically leverage the brand, right? You expand the reach of the brand. You have that with a YouTube channel. It's going to worth a lot more. You can come here and offer some price. Check this out. Some businesses are being sold at $1 million, $2 million, right? So whatever is worth, you ask for it, and then yeah, you can make some money out of it. And there's another website I came across, Bees Buy Sell. This one I think is specifically for online businesses. A lot of them can be YouTube channel as well. Um, and there's another one I saw, but that one I'm not allowed to share it because I learned it from my mentor. But yeah, there are secret websites out there that you can go, which are literally venture capitalist firms looking to leverage more, like build their media empire, and then they are willing to offer you some good money for that, right? So, but anyway, if you wanted to at least know the idea, you can at least check some business here, and go from there, and see the price, see how much they would you can list it at, and watch people offer you some money. There are also business consultant you can approach, like a business broker, and you make a deal with a business broker, and then you'll find you the best platform to list your business to get sell, right? So so yes, guys, that's basically what I wanted to share with you in terms of having that plan of business. First, you found your niche, you built a team to allow you to produce. Find ways to go. Ways you can hire a team is Fiverr. You can go to Fiverr or Upwork. Upwork, you can find people somewhere in Vietnam, right? You can pay for them. They're not expensive. To them, $100 US is like a lot of money, right? So you can hire them. So even with a $500 budget, which I'll start with, you can actually go and hire people on this website. And like maybe you want a video editor. If that person understand English, you can put a post, and then people will apply to your post. You make interviews and go from there. So, and starting next week, I'm going to start making interviews and go from there. There is also Fiverr. I'm currently doing my thumbnails for my YouTube channel on Fiverr. I found someone on Fiverr to help me do that. So again, yeah. But the reason why I prefer Upwork is it's easy to build a team to deal with one person for everything, outsourcing, as opposed to like doing freelancing, where I'm using one person, but at any day I could switch to another person. It's not like I don't have that connection with them. And again, I told you I love building connection with people, so I prefer building a team that I can stay with for a long period of time, and that understand how I work. They understand what I need, and over time I don't have to repeat myself as often, and I can. Of course, we're going to have to give them raise. The more experience they are with you, the more you have to raise them. Shout out to Valuetainment. Made many streams. They made many videos about how to pay your employees. So even if it's cheap, it doesn't mean you should keep it cheap, right? You should still if incentivize them to be the best version of themselves, so that they can give you the best results, and in turns they can make the more money. So so yeah, look into that, guys. You can look into how to make so yeah, build a system, find a niche, understand how to engineer viral content by understanding what are the key factors that YouTube's care about. um YouTube cares a lot about watch time. If you can find and understand how to keep people engaged, long streams like this are not engaging to people, especially if you're on your phone. So you need to understand how to engineer engagement. And there's a lot of content like that on YouTube for free that you can follow. But again, don't feel invest in yourself, guys. Invest in your education. And even if you have to hire a consultant, um, don't be afraid if you're interested in that route. But me, you can I'll put a lot of things that I'm learning. I'll use wealth engineering as the first channel that I apply this knowledge in. You can see my growth. And somewhere around the end of the year, we'll evaluate my channel and you will see if we made the six figures either in one or two channels or two or three channels combined, and we'll go from there. At least that will be my goal. Will I make it? I don't know, but I will do my best to get there. All right. Now, let's go to the chat and let's answer some question. Let me see. Sorry, guys, I have to drink some water too. Oh, look at Fedit. I don't think it's I mean it's brand new, right? And they're making views already, but it's not going to be impressive yet. Maybe later. But it's not going to beat Fresh and Fit. That channel, it might reach 100,000, 200,000 subscribers, but in terms of views, it won't beat Fresh and Fit. All right. Exit strategies for the win. Absolutely. I know someone who sold a YouTube channel, not that much subs, for $20,000. Um, it's actually an Asian dude, just like me, and then he was able to take that to start their next business. Right, that could be a huge another way. Because if it takes you a lot of time to manage, and you want to go to the next level, you might sell that business at a profit. You take that money, you start another business with it, because that other business will require your time. So it's good. Many people don't think about exit strategies, right? So if you have a system, it's easy to export that to someone else. If you have the employees, you're the owner, you sell the business, the system is intact. So that's why you got to think of it that way. If you're doing everything yourself, then you're dependent on that business. You can't sell it, right? Because who's gonna buy it? The person who's gonna buy it will have to do all the same work. So that limits in the amount of profit you can make, right? You don't want to give someone more work. Keep the likes up, absolutely. Thank you very much. Exit. Okay, hon, because I was looking to see if you have a channel. No worries. Exactly. Wealth Talk Production. Exactly. JC Expand Wealth Engineering. That what I'm talking about. Oh, expand. Yeah, man. I'm ready to expand. I'm working on a plan right now. I'll be interviewing people next week. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I need help because I can't maintain the editing part on with my work. I'm working and then I have to work, like it adds up. The hours adds up a lot. But anyway, that's basically it. Now let's go back to that question. Peter Investor, Peter Investor, what do you think about KS went on business trip in Miami? Man, this guy, bro, this guy is playing. It's kind of like war, right? So it's kind of war. For those who don't know, there was drama between Kevin Samuel and Fresh and Fit, and they don't see eye to eye. But Kevin Samuel is a strategist, right? And he sees the threat of Fresh and Fit because he calls himself the Godfather. He portrays himself as the king of his niche, which in terms of views, incomes, and subscribers, he technically is, right? But Fresh and Fit is coming very fast. And people that you look up to, guys, when once you come up to take their throne, that's when they switch to that's when they switch to to the fight mode, right? So you gotta come into that. Like even my own mentor, man, I'm watching him and I see he's doing great. I would there is no way. I don't think I can beat what he does. But I always approach it in a way that what if I actually beat you? How would you switch against me? Like this is something I actually think about all the time. Why? Because I've seen this happen over and over and over again. Whether it's the NBA, I told you guys I love to learn from other people's rise and mistakes. Whether it's the NBA, soccer, music, the latest situation is Fresh and Fit. Now, one thing that Kevin Samuel is annoyed at is that he helped Fresh and Fit became what they are now. Why? Because he had a collab with them. He was doing that for business perspective. He was approaching it from his own heart, trying to help the community, trying to help the upcoming talent in the industry, putting him in a place where I'm still bigger than you, but you can look up to me for advice. And then at the same time, he was on that podcast the first time with Kevin Samuel, he was going viral for the average at best video, which in terms exposed many people to Fresh and Fit. So Fresh and Fit leverage that viral moment that Kevin Samuel has to put themselves in front of many people. And then on top of that, they had follow-ups video, two follow-up video that they were very successful. And that these three collaboration with Kevin Samuels, one of them was in person, two of them was joining the call, helped create Fresh and Fit to what they are now. So basically, he created the monster that is coming after his neck. And he's not happy about that. He's not happy about that. Trust me. A man like Kevin Samuel is not happy about that. Now, when he saw the opportunity that Abba and Preach presented, where they attacked the credibility, and to a lot of their credit, when we talk about the credibility of Myron and Fresh, right? It's questionable. For example, Myron is talking about you can't wife no, you know, the letter O, and then he put himself in a situation where he was begging for women to make sure that they're not pregnant, right? He put himself in a situation like that. And you can be like, in terms of credibility, there is no way you can survive that. No way. That will always put a stain in your credibility forever. So there was always signs of this lack of credibility and integrity in his work. And Samuel saw that as an opportunity to dabble the dragon that he helped raise, that is coming from his neck. Because what you guys don't see, although the numbers in subscribers was low, the views were equal with Kevin Samuel. So for a long time, they've been competing with Kevin Samuel. And remember, Kevin Samuel is not making money like they are, not in all aspects. So AdSense is a good source of revenue for Kevin Samuel. Them, they have AdSense and Patreon, right? And the Patreon are blowing up. So from an income perspective, and Samuel he's a logical guy. So he's looking at the numbers. He's like, man, these guys are coming from my neck. So he saw that Abba and Preach scenario. He collabed with them, right? Trying to talk about Icarus without shooting shot. Masterful way of playing the game. Masterful way. Taking sides without taking sides. Fueling the argument, fueling the stabs that are coming at Fresh and Fit. Now, they survived. They survived. Which is not good for him, right? They survive, and then he's looking at it. And at the same time they're surviving, they're thriving. And he's looking at his own content after making it the same thing for a year, watching the views slowly dropping. When I say slowly dropping, it's you're not necessarily making more views. You doing repeat view. Like, for example, the people that are jumping in Kevin Samuel, they stay for 3 months, they stop watching. Then you have a new batch that comes, they stay for 3 months, they stop watching. Why? Because his content is very repetitive. Now, fresh and fit content is very repetitive too, but there is an aspect that I added that is new. Is the fact that you see different types of women every week, every day, basically. So each of them can have a element of surprise. That although it's the same thing, there's an element of surprise. And I guess Kevin Samuel has that too with the callers, but because the topic is always the same, because the setup is always the same, is it's much easy for him to suffer from his own, from the rise of his, from the success of his own show. So now he's finding ways to change his approach. And what better way to change your approach with what you know is working and what you know you can do better than the competition is what Fresh and Fit is doing. But as you mentioned earlier, Peter Investor Ham, he does not have first movers advantage. That's what he doesn't have, right? So I don't know if you know this, and the way he was doing his interview with the ladies when he was in Florida, he had the camera focus only on him, right? That's a way of keeping as close as possible to what people are used to, but still influence that element of surprise. And he would be much more successful if he had the camera in all ladies, but that would automatically put them on the branch of Fresh and Fit. And that's his own ego. That's his own ego that he's fighting against, that is not helping them going to the next level. So to me, it's so interesting to see that. It's so interesting. That's what I love to see, guys. I love to see people and how they're going to overcome their obstacles. And that to me is something I'm enjoying right now so much. But that business move was calculated. First, he didn't just go to Florida and Brickell, exactly where Fresh and Fits are. He made a partnership with their own old photographer taking pictures with him. He didn't post it in his own social media, but he knew as soon as he took that picture with Laura J, I think his name is, that Laura J was put it in his own social media, which indirectly saying that, hey, I'm coming for you. That's basically what he's saying. I'm coming for you. You coming for me, I'm coming from you. I'm taking your own system. I'll do it my way, but I'm coming for you. It's a war declaration. That's what it is. The war was already declared from the summer, but it's literally making the war public without seeing it. It's just master moves, guys. Master moves. I'm sitting here and enjoying it, man. Taking notes, learning. Happy that I'm not in drama like that. and yes, guys. But that's what I think about this move. This move was him not just announcing a new style of creating content to distinguish a bit this repetitiveness of what he's doing, but also to declare war and saying that I'm coming for you because you came for me. You're coming for my numbers, you're coming for my income. At the same time that I do go online, I see the threat because you go way more online than I do. I'm coming for you. That's what's going on. It's more of a crude way. I prefer set and a senior approach to the set and the senior, man. They're whew, this is masterful what he's doing. Promoting Fresh and Fit, stroking their ego, stealing their ideas. And announcing it to the public exactly what he's doing as a learning for everyone. And he's phrasing it in a way that if Myron and Fish are listening, they have to agree with it. That that's masterful, my friend. That is, it's not it's war without war. Whereas what Kevin Samuel did is legit war. So I'm saying it's like, I'm officially coming for your neck. Get ready for me. Whereas Seti Samuel, the way he approached it, if you're not aware, you don't even know it's war. Masterful, man. Again, I don't agree with everything he says. I don't barely listen to the guy, but man, I gotta give shout out. I gotta give credit where the credit is due. Men like that makes moves like that are wise beyond their ages. This is an old soul move. This is a masterful move. And man, it's entertaining. So entertaining. So I can, because why? Because I can watch and I can learn. But anyway, I hope that answers your question, man. I hope that answers your question. Let me see. I'll close the stream soon. Let's see. Let's go over the comments. Um, what do I know? It's hard. Yeah, yeah. You have a wild mind. I do. Really? I do. I guess I do, man. I'm off for a date to the movies. Hey, shout out to him, man. Hope you close. Hope you close, man. Shout out to Wealth Engineering. Salute to the chat. Thank you very much. Please reach out, man. Real estate, please reach out. I want to do that stream with you, my friend. Is it too late for the movies? Yeah, it is. All right. The beef started when KS asked them to change their time. Yes. Yes. That was a clear saying that you're coming from my neck. I don't like it. Let's translate that to I don't like you coming from my neck. I don't like you. That's basically what this is. It was a clear symbol, a sign of I don't like you, man. You were good when you were lower, but now that you're coming from my neck, I don't like it. And they're too young. They don't know how to polish. They on the public side, they did the best they could. I mean, to be honest with you, I think the only mistake is they made it public that Kevin Samuel said that. I wouldn't do that if I were them. I would literally take the L and then make people believe, it's mine. Because no one, people will always side with KS no matter what he reveal. So I will just say, you know what, we did the best we could. We could do. We hope it would work. We wish him the best. Leave it at that. But yeah, that was a clear symbol that Kevin Samuel doesn't like you. And then the move to Florida, the picture with Large, and he was coming one at the time. And then after you see the videos, I was watching it. I'm like, look at these guys doing subtle war. Did you show did you just show stats that more people are watching YouTube? There's a space for everyone to grab market share. Absolutely, there is. Absolutely. But there is something about men like Kevin Samuels and Maron, and to be honest, men like me, that we like power. We like to stay on top. We like competitions. We don't like competition. We like to rule everything. Right? And when we see someone coming from our neck, it's war. So, but I just prefer the way sentence. I don't know if I could do it. That's why I love it so much. Because I don't. It's not on me to do what sentence and Sinner does, which is why I want to learn it. But man, that was just masterful, masterful. There is a room for everyone. There is a room for everyone, and I hope more people would see it that way. But the one that's coming for your neck is not going to see it that way. It's going to see you as the only way for them to succeed is for you for them to destroy you. So although you may have that belief, in which honestly I do, you have to prepare yourself for the enemy that's coming for you. You have to. So that's what I'm saying. Even though my own mentor, way more successful than me, I'm preparing for a case where I'm going to use exactly what he teach me to overcome him, and he's not going to be happy about it. It's just human nature. Human nature. No one likes to see that. Whereas a true teacher is someone who wants to see their students do way better than them. But even a true teacher has that in their heart where they're like, I wish I could be that student. That's a secret a true teacher will never show you. Jack Ma used to be a teacher. He said that, and that's how I knew he was a true teacher. He said it. He said a true teacher wants to see a student do better than them, and that's true. But what he did not say, especially a man like Jack Ma, is a true teacher also has is fighting with his own instinct to not reveal that he wish he could be that student. And the more you better you the wiser you are, the older you are, you learn how to master that. You learn how to suppress that that instinct in you. But it comes with the territory. But it's just human nature, man. Human nature. Anyway, thank you. I hope you glad that you liked it, man. Wally, what's up? Fresh and fit is smart, especially knowing simps are watching and looking for. They figured that early, and I think the Patreon helped them figure it out. It's the Patreon that helped them figure it out because when you do the Patreon, you talk to them. There are some people, guys. There are some guys that are 22-year-old that are virgins, and you will be surprised how many of them. I was speaking with a friend, guys. I was speaking with a friend not that long ago, telling me someone approached him, asking him, where should I go if I want to lose my virginity? Someone who's above 25 years old. This is the world that we're heading, guys. The dream. The dream I was telling you guys about, everyone was single, living in a hologram world, hooked with the hologram. Every month, I hear of something that just validate my simulation. This month was that. The Art of Senzu. This is the Art of Senzu. This is the Art of War. Talk about in the book of Senzu. Yes, yes, man. What sentence Sinner is doing is the Art of War at its best, at its highest level. Love it. I love it. To beat your mentor, you should find his mentor. Sometimes his mentor might be. I mean, I'm not saying his mentor is dead. I'm just saying there's so many people that are learning that they learn on their own. Many people learn on their own and then they're teaching that, right? A lot of natural teachers are like that. Now, you may not even be able to find their mentors. Some for other mentors, they could be dead, right? If it's old enough, if you go with an older mentor, that person will die. I mean, their own mentor will die, right? So you won't be able to find their mentor. So they are the only one you have. That's not the way you beat your mentor. The way you beat your mentor is you have to understand what your mentor did. They did it at a different time than you did. You have to leverage the best information that you're learning from your mentor, and you have to adapt that in the current time. And that only you can figure it out. Even your mentor can't, because he hasn't done it. He hasn't lived to it. You can use this principle, but you have to apply it in the modern time and in the future time. It can help you see the future, however, but you won't be able to master the present time. This is where you come in. If you do that, you'll beat your mentor. But it's not that easy. And remember, he's been doing it for years. He has years of experience before you. But you have to find something that you can leverage that will grow exponentially faster than what he did. That's the only way you beat your mentor. And trust me, man, most mentors will actually enjoy that you beat them, and they will use your situation as a use case to teach others, which is how you deal with the mentor situation. When you beat them, you have to allow them to use your success for their benefit. Otherwise, sworn enemies. I don't know how I know these guys, but I just know. Anyway, guys, I think only 4 of you are watching. You guys are tired. Me too. But thank you for your time, guys. It's almost 11. But thank you for your question, Peter Investor. I really enjoy talking about that. I hope you get how to make money on YouTube. You got to think of it as a business. You got to implement a system. Think of it from inside out, how you get out. And with that said, guys, we'll talk on the next stream.
JC, bring that fire, mentally taking you higher. Get the cash flow that you desire, building that wealth, I should call you sire. You about to run it, I know it. We steady growing, this is the moment. You gotta subscribe, cause you don't wanna miss it. Wealth engineering, it's time to get it. Wealth engineering, stacking and stacking it up. It's time to generate wealth, till you living like Scrooge McDuck. Hey, wealth engineering, it's time to show you the game. Till you living like Richie Rich, till you ballin' like Bruce Wayne. Hey.